Hello, welcome to the TAOUTDOORS Fishing Show. I'm in the green mushroom. I'm down at Bury Hill Fisheries main lake. I'm going to try and catch halfway decent carp on over this boilies. But I'm using a slightly different way of mounting the boilies, baiting them up. I'm sure it's been tried before, believe me, there's nothing new in carp fishing really, is there? Let me just get this guy going. Boy, set the moustache alight. I have dinner on the go. Got some beans, I'm going to put some hot dogs in there. I wanted spaghetti, bolognese actually, but that wasn't forthcoming. So let's just move this up, give you a better view, guys. I am in an area which is like uncarpy for me, because right down the other end of the main lake, I think it's swim 1 or 2, is the hot spot, whereby it's right next to what they call a jungle area, so it's the last swim before all the tangled area, so obviously the carp go in and out, travel in and out there. On the opposite side of that is, I think it's peg 75 on the opposite side of this channel, the jungle area. That's always popular, as is near the islands. You know, carp anglers and islands, they absolutely have to cast near an island, don't they? But I just fancy there's a bridge, but I don't know, it's sort of an overflow right down the bottom end. It is, just so you know, peg 53. I couldn't find peg 51. But the owner, David, said, I've got a list of them, you know, which ones to try. And I'll just get cremated beans here, if I'm not careful. So I've always wanted to try down this end. I've always seen the odd fish moving. I wonder why no carp anglers come down. I don't know. David said a lot of them don't want to walk a long way, so I'm right at the farthest point of the fishery, if you like. So I'm going to have a cook up. I'm all set up with Mike's bivvy, Mike's rods, Mike's reels, Mike's buzzers. No, they're actually my buzzers. Mike's bobbins. Somebody else's hook links they gave me. I'm going to see if I can't pick one up. So, what David told me, David Senior, was don't overcook it with bait. I was going to pile a load of bait in, and I'm worried, you know, about not putting bait in. It's something different for me, not to pile a load of bait in. But he said all you'll do is put in the bream, and they're just going to get beep, 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 beep all night. Now, you're either going to get up fighting fish. I don't have any problem at all losing a night's sleep fighting fish, but it is a bit annoying. Mike had a real shocker down at Paddock. We went down to Paddock at Todber Manor, and one of the buzzers was playing up, and man, it kept him awake all night. Just 2 beeps, nothing, 2 beeps, nothing. 5 minutes later, 2 beeps, must have driven him mad. So I'm going to have a bit of grub here. I am out. I've got baits over there. I've got baits under the trees here, which is really unusual. I'm not into distance casting. I've got sort of 3 areas I'm baiting. Straight out, over to the right, over to the left. I've had either 2 liners or 2 bream bites on the bobbin on the right hand rod. I can walk round and throw some bait in there. Put a few pellets in, not many, and I'll put some boilies in, which are called, they're called Mainline Cell. No, we're not sponsored by them. They haven't given us a penny. I'm just telling you what Dave DeVere says here is quite good. And Cell is a sort of, I don't know, it's the name, the model, the size or whatever. But I don't even know what they smell of, and that sounds daft. I'm not being devious. I know what this smells of, burnt beans. I'll show you the rig later on, because I'm going to fish. I've only started at 6 o'clock, the lines went in. 7 o'clock now, setting up the mushroom and all the other accoutrements, and 2 journeys to the car. Not a thing moving. I've seen 1 cruiser on the top, but it might be he's not a little well chappy, I don't know. Couldn't make out the size of it, was a bream or a carp. One guy has been here all day, he's had a carp. Another guy went there all last night, all today, and he's had, I think, 1 or 2. So they're not exactly on fire. I'm hoping I will get 1 carp tonight. I'd like to get 2, because they're nice looking fish. Now, if it's not a hot day, and you're just like I am, just come for 1 night, I tend to get something like hot dogs, and just keep them in silver paper, cut them up, drop them in with the beans. They take a bit longer to heat, but they do go pretty well together. They are excellent barbel bait, these actually. I think these are the grade A ones the wife gave me. And I hear machinery over at the back. I think it's a timber working yard as well. That's it, bubbling away. I've got to say, I really fancy this corner over here. I mean, this is tench bream and or carp. Small baits, but this is my view from my bivvy. I've got a lovely staging to fish from. And I don't believe there's an angler down the whole of this end. Look at it. If I pan right round there, by the time I get to the saucepan the beans will be stuck to the hot dogs and sausages. Here come the dreaded geese, and I'm baiting just over, see this bush, I'm just over there, not far, 2 rod lengths, there's a leaf there, straight out there, and over on the right. So I tried to swim over there, which did look a bit better, I have to say, but I didn't fancy the overhead casting. I could see some line trailing down, and that's always a sign A, I could cast into somebody else's line, or B, if they've cast, there's a good chance I'm going to end up in that tree as well. Yes, scrape those beans off the bottom of the pan. You can't beat it. Well, evening meal's over, guys, and I guess the bailiff came round with his litter picking, checking people. Quite interesting, I had a chat with him, and I feel a bit better now. 2 things. He said what he does is cut the boilies in half and fish half a boilie with half a pop-up, and I've done exactly that because I had such a close distance between the bigger boilie and the pop-up. I'd need to tie an extra hair, a longer one. I didn't fancy doing that because you can go few millimetres either side and you get it wrong, so I just got a shop bought one. And then the other thing was cast over by the rushes there, and I am plumb on where he said cast if he was fishing here. Look, I've got the one round the left, there's open water. He said a lot of people coming have been catching in open water, but I'm right on the spot over there, so I'm really pleased because it's a place I sort of, just from watercraft, I just looked at it and thought, you know, there should be a chance of getting some fish in there. So who knows? Sit back, relax, and wait for it to get dark. What can I say, guys? Fish on. Thank goodness for that. Don't think it's a very big one, but listen, it's a carp, it's a carp. Got him pretty close in too. Right, let's get the net. It's a bit bizarre playing fish at night. You don't really know sort of what's going on. I'm going to move that back for you. Right on the stroke of midnight. Just nicked on the corner. Beautiful. Nice big fat one. You check him out there. I guess he's just around the 10 mark, I think. Maybe close to 11. No, I think he'd go about 10. And there's a beep on the other one. Please don't go yet. Please don't go yet. Let's get this one back. There's a fish in there. Just let him recover, and it should just zoom away. Brilliant. Well, I've got to say, it is a relief to get that fish out of the way. A nice double figure carp, just on the 10s, 11s, didn't need to weigh it. But, you know, give me a good scrap. To a screaming take close in on the left. And I've been getting bipes and beeps all the time. No, it's no sleep, I mean, it was just like 10 minutes on and off, and it's beep, 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 beep. So I thought they were liners to start with, which is a carp bumping into the line where they're feeding. But it's going to be bream almost certainly. I lost another fish earlier on, but couldn't load up on it like a carp. I think it was a bream. So, get myself organised back in the bed. I just lay in the bed. So what I do guys, I'd leave both ends, the feet and the side, open, unzipped on the sleeping bag and just flop it over myself, so that way I can keep warm, but I can get out quite quickly. So the intriguing thing is, have all the bream, which appear to have stopped for the moment, have they eaten all the pellets, the small pellets I've put in, and they've cleared off, or have the carp moved in and pushed the bream away? But if the bream have eaten all the pellets, there's only the boilies left. But of course you tend to think in your mind that they're going to nibble those boilies away, and that's what boilies are really sort of made for, is to show the fact you can rest assured that there's a good hard bait out there that the small fish can't nibble away. I'm going to nibble away myself now. See if I can nibble away a bit of sleep. Switch out. Good night, Vienna. I had a mozzie in her as well. I was not impressed with that at all. Not impressed. I don't want to get this one out, guys. I don't know the fish on the next bit far away. Let's try it. Got my other line. Not going to see much. Pitch black out there. I can't see much. I just lost another one just now. Number 2 bites the dust. Guess what? I got this one on floating crust in the pitch dark. Wow, guy, this is well. I can't even speak properly. This is much bigger than I thought it was for a common. Let's get it up. Good fish. I don't want water on the lens. I guess a fish gonna go. Well, I could go 15 pounds that one. Oh, quick hoist for the camera. Floating crust in the dark, pitch black. And lost another one. They are the tiniest takes I'm getting. I swear the fish. Oh, you nice chunk. Here's a nice chunk. God, he's not going to be far off 15. What do you think, guys? I think that's pretty close to 15. He won't go much bigger. Can't make him any bigger. Beautiful looking fish. What a fish. No boilies, floating crust on the top in the dark. I love it. Wow, that, guys, was a major result. And there's loads out there on the surface, but they just look like rudd. You know, the take, it's just like a rudd. Look at that one. Nice fish. Nice, good, big Bury Hill double. Floating crust. Oh my God. This is almost impossible one-handed. There we go. There he goes. Beautiful. Fantastic. Well, people, that was an unbelievable bit of luck, because I was laying in a bivvy, and I'd already thrown some bread out, hopeless in the daytime because of the ducks. Scattered some bits of broken slice bread out, threw it out, and I thought they weren't really sucking, you know, you hear them sucking down. I could hear movement on the water. I thought, I've got to give it a go, so wound the extra rod in, changed it over, and I didn't want to re-rig, so I just used a spod rod. It's pretty pokey, and lost one fish right by the net. I don't know, it was about 12-14 pounds. And they look like rudd coming up. It's most peculiar. I don't think I've ever noticed this before. And I just tied to it. Boom. It took me like a freight train. I'm amazed the tiny little dimples these fish are making as to how big they actually are in the water. Trust me, there's loads down here. I obviously ruined it now because I caught that fish. I haven't ruined it, I've had a good session. But nothing on the bottom baits. Why are they up on the top? I don't know. Maybe I should be fishing something like a zig, I don't know. Anyway, result, that's all I know. And not many people float a fish at 2:35 in the morning, do they? Totally awesome nutters, I think. And I have to talk quietly because there's guys in the lake over here fishing for 50 pounders, I think. screamer, single toner. Really good take on the boilie. I'll try and get the camera around if I can for you. Basically I'm trying to pull against the way he's going. Listen guys, that is about the most epic scrap I've had off a sort of 10 or 12 pound fish for a long time. Wow. And check him on the map. You can see it's going to be a no sleep night. Oh yeah, it's about a good 14. Again, beautiful looking common. Look at the head across him there. It's a nice looking fish. Big tail. Hold on buddy, going back now. To show the folks on YouTube once more. That's a lovely looking fish. Do they scrap or what, these commons in here? Well, that's all sort of better than I thought guys, 3. There we go. It's a bit tough trying to do all this on your own in the middle of the night. But there you go. I always do the best I can. And there's the fish. Try and get him out without messing anything up. Camera. Over you go. Lovely. Lovely jubbly. Wow, what a night. What a night. Another slammer. Another slammer, guys. Just happened to be standing watching other carp take the crust off the surface, and boom, single tone screamer. See what it is. Cranked off quite a bit of line. It's just barely getting light now. You won't see it on the camera, but it has actually getting a bit lighter. Let's turn this round. Right out to the side. Hopefully it doesn't dump me in the bushes. No, I think he's come back out in the middle a bit. Here he comes. Still stripping me. Still pulling and pulling and pulling. Wow. He's off and running. What's going on this? I'm afraid I'm not able to change camera angles much. In the pitch dark. Just trying to do the best I can for you. Stripping me. Have to be a little bit careful with this one. A lot of power. Yeah, it's definitely getting light. Just see the tinge in the sky up there. Got him, got him, got him. Another one bites the dust. Hear the heron. Oh yes, please ladies. That's almost worth weighing, that one. I think I will. A beautiful mirror. Beautiful mirror. Great scrap. It's got 17.8 on it, that one, guys. Oh, What a session, eh? What a session. That was on a centre rod. I've started bagging using solid bags now. I've got quite a bit of bait left. Wow, let's get this fish out. What a cracking session. It's my setup, which I haven't really used. There's a rod rest, which you can see been totally yanked out of position. I'm going to put this one in really just down the side here, with luck. Turn him around the right way. Oh, could do with this. Helping hammer these size of fish. Look at that one. What a beaut. What a beaut. Just drop that. He wants to go. Oh, there goes the other rod. See if I can get him out for you. Get a good release. How'd you come, buddy? He wants to go. Won't quite go over the top. There we go. Gone. Brilliant. Hey guys, I've got the big light on. But I can hear the pigeons starting. That's a sign dawn's coming as well. And there we go, guys, as if to pack up. I'll try and get my head down and get a couple of hours sleep. The jets are starting and a nice bream. And there he is. Not a bad old session, eh? Let's get this one back. See if I can't grab a couple of hours sleep. Oh. I feel like I'm hungover. What have I had? Can't remember. I'll have to look at the film to remember what I had. That carp is still moving on the surface. I've hurt my knee jumping out of bed. I think I've had 5. Might not film one of them. I've looked 6. I did lose one. Oh, my knee's really giving me jip. That was peculiar last night. It's the first time I think I've ever known this little dimply effect around a piece of bread crust and it turns into a 16, 15, 16 pound carp. That's I think the first time ever. Oh yeah, finished with the bream, didn't I? Remember that. I've had about an hour and a half sleep, 2 hours sleep. Anyway, going to finish up, going to pack up. It's a low rain coming in. I can tell by the clouds are dropping that it is going to come. And I'd rather pack up while it's not raining. But I'm curious to whether the bream is still out there, so I'm going to put single pellets out there. Just the ones I've fed out there already. I'm sure most of them have been eaten, but I'm just going to put them out there. A single banded pellet on about a size 12 hook. While I'm sort of having breakfast and putting stuff away, I think. See if I can't pick up one more bream. It just tells me they're there. But I do see carp cruising around. I fired one carp rod out, way out into the middle, but no bag, anything like that, just straight boilie. And I will show you in a minute. I've sort of put the boilie and the floater together, and the jets are starting. Let's have some breakfast. Right, a bit of a change of plan due to the wet stuff coming down. So this is the view from my bivvy on the main lake, Bury Hill Fisheries, right down the bottom end. Number 2 pegs up there. Give you a guide where I am. Get a guide where I am. I am on peg 53. I was told to fish peg 51 by Big Dave. I couldn't find peg 51. I thought I'd walk far enough and this place looked good to me, and as it proved, it was indeed. But as you can tell by this, the wet stuff has arrived. They give it coming all day. I may or may not be able to pack up and not get wet. I doubt it's going to change, but anyway, I'm going to show you a little problem, because I'm not I do carp fishing, of course I do carp fishing, but not the overnights. I don't do many overnights at all with boilies. If you're a beginner and you buy a ready-made rig from the shop, you may come up against it. There's a carp moving there. It's really distracting. You may come up against this problem. They're going to put the head cam on. Bear with me while I get organised. Now, for those people who don't know, right, This here is a boilie. Come in these are called Cell, just out of interest. They're called Cell, that's the ones I've been using tonight. Mind you, I've also had 2 fish on a loaf of bread for 40 pence. Anyway, this is called a Cell. This is a boilie. It's hard for those people in foreign countries. It's hard. It's sort of, someone has skinned. It's very hard to stop small fish nibbling it away. You put it onto what's called a hair rig. Now here we'll say is, hoping you're going to see this, guys, is a hair rig. There's the hook. Here's the rig. Now beginners will realise, oh, the boilie mounts something like that. You can see that, probably there's better. It mounts something like this, you see. But the problem is, because there's silt in the bottom here, what was that all about? What was that all about? Anyway, you don't want this sinking into the silt. This is an old estate lake, so it's going to be silt there. You don't want it sinking into the silt, but obviously you're going to have to fish on top what they call a pop-up. This is called a milky toffee pop-up. I do like pop-ups, I must admit. So they actually float. Let's take one out. Oh man, they smell unreal. So what you would normally fish under conditions where you need a pop-up would be the boilie here. Okay, there's the boilie with a pop-up which lifts it. This one floats, this one doesn't. This sinks, this floats. To sort of neutralise it, balance it, and just pull it up a little bit off the bottom. You would fish the boilie here with the pop-up there, and it's called a snowman rig. For obvious reasons, it looks like a snowman. But you will see that gap there, if you're buying a lot of regular rigs, you cannot thread onto there, it's way too big. But I got around that last night because I could use a single pop-up, I could use a single boilie, but I just wanted to balance it because a single pop-up on its own might be too high up, you know, the length of that there, and I want it just about 2 inches. So I cut them both in half. Let's get my pen knife. Now, if you try and do it with scissors, they do crumble, but if you get a sharp pen knife, which I have got, you can, hopefully you'll see this, just cut that in half. I've cut it slightly one-sided, so I've got a thicker one and a thinner one. Put that down there. The same, I'm just going to take off a bit of the boilie here. Throw that out there for the ducks in a minute. So I've got that shape, and what's going to happen is, I'm hoping that those two together, I'm going to call this a mini man. It's a mini snowman, isn't it? It's a mini man, but it's still cylindrical for the carp to get hold of. So I get my baiting needle here. It's a little barb on the end of it. It's all for beginners. Go through the floater, watch your fingers. It won't be fun to pull out because it does have a barb, or this particular one does. Through my boilie, like this, okay. Then onto, it's going to be really hard to do for me because I can't, I've got the camera at such a high angle. Hook it on there, and you see this, pull it off, and you will see I have got not enough still, but no problem because I've cut the other. Let's unhook him. I've cut the other half of this a little bit smaller, plus I can shave this down, this boilie again, just enough to make it fit. So this is the smaller half of my pop-up, my mini man I'm calling it. And it works as per last night. There we go. It's just so difficult trying to do it. And film it at the same time with a camera perched on your head. Could be worse, I could be having a duck on my head from what I saw that last one. Now, when I pull this through, there, like that, now I've got enough space there to put on one of these, which is, oh nice, which is the bait stop. Now, there's no chance that I'm going to be able to put this on with the camera as well, so I'll switch the camera off for a second. Right, so I've now got it on. Hopefully you'll see the plastic bait stop there. Can you see that, guys? just their little plastic bait stop. That stops that loop pulling back forward, and I've got a mini man, half and half. I've got my flavoured freezer boilie here, my 18mm boilie cut to size. I've got enough of a pop up there, which is also flavoured as well, by the way, and I'm nice and clear on the hook, and that should sit, depending on whether I put bits of putty there to hold it like that or whether I want it up higher. That should sit in the water, and that's indeed what I was using last night. And then loose scattering and fishing with a PVA bag, one of these PVA bags, a little bit smaller than the size of this actually. It's called a solid PVA bag, and this dissolves in the water. I put my whole lead, my bait like this in there, and a load of free samples, wet the top, spin it up, and I can cast it out. So that's my rig, guys. I'm going to try, as the rain's stopping, try and get those pellets out for you. I just thought I'd like to show you, if you're a beginner, that might get you around the distance of the loop. If not, buy some rigs that have longer loops that will take an 18mm boilie and a full-size pop-up. This place is a mess. Nice view from the bivvy there, isn't it? That lovely lake, this is a lovely lake. Used to have all lilies down here. 40 years ago, it's packed with lilies. Very, very big tench water. Don't really know why they died, but Dave's trying to get them back now. He's got these caged areas with lilies inside, stop the birds chewing them all up, and that will be nice when they come back. I must get a cup of tea on as well. Maybe in the distance you can see that. There's little tiny ripples that look like rudd. Trust me, they're double-figure carp. There's loads of them, but they're all on top. I can't get to them with any sort of rig that the birds won't take, and that's the end of that. I have one more bream, guys, on the pellets, which indeed I put out, and it fell off right by the net before I could even get the camera going. So I'm just having a brew. I think the time to come is packing up. I did try on the top again. It's a no-go with the birds. The ducks have binocular vision, I mean, unbelievable. They see it from like 40 yards away. For some reason they know that you're trying to catch something off the surface, even without throwing anything in. So I've had a good time. Tired. Hour's sleep this morning, about, I don't know, between 7 and 8, but this bay here is so pretty. Look, absolute classic. Carp, tench, bream, roach, pike, you name it. I've always fancied fishing this bay. Oh my God, there's a carp right there, and I haven't got anything free lining to offer him. And there, of course, yes, he knows I want to go and catch the carp, is the enemy. Look at that carp there, what a son of a... You can actually see the fish there. Good session, long session. Got to pack up before the rain comes in. Thanks for watching the Totally Awesome Fishing Show. Don't forget to look out for Mike's TAOUTDOORS. If you like anything outdoors, a bit of camping, everything really, just outdoors. That's what it's called, TAOUTDOORS. We'll see you next time. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. Oh, why? Share it with your friends. See how big we really can get. Oh, it's going to be hard trying to pack up with a view like this. I mean, what a setting. And there's a carp, and I haven't got any bread left. OMG.